What's going on, guys? Going to be giving my quick thoughts on The Lighthouse. Now, this movie I was actually really excited to see because I heard that the performances were really, really good. It's directed by Robert Eggers, who I've never watched a movie of his before, but I heard he did a really good movie called The Witch, and I mean, I hadn't seen it and it didn't look that great to me, but from what I heard, it was really, really good. So I went into this movie with kind of low expectations, considering again I had never seen anything from Robert Eggers before, and I've actually never watched a movie that had starred Robert Pattinson before, and I'm excited to see him as the Batman in the upcoming Batman movie. So I was interested in this movie for Willem Dafoe, the fact that I'd never watched a Robert Eggers movie and I was curious, and Robert Pattinson. And I got to be honest, I don't think this movie hit me the way that I thought it was going to about halfway through. Like, this is a slow burn of a movie. I think it takes its time, which I appreciate because this is a very well directed movie. There's a lot of cool shots. I like how the island feels like a character of its own in a way, with the sea and everything like that. And I just thought it worked really well from a directing standpoint, and the performances are unreal. I mean, Willem Dafoe is unbelievable. So is Robert Pattinson. The fact that they both like get crazier and crazier as the movie goes on, it is really cool to watch. But outside of the direction and the performances, there really isn't a lot for me to necessarily love here. Like, there's a lot of interpretation. It's a very thought-provoking movie. I found it very interesting. But by the end of the movie, I was kind of expecting maybe something a little bit more twisty, maybe like kind of more of an answer, and there really was not an answer. It's more like these two lighthouse keepers, or wikis, I believe is what they're called, or yeah, wikis, I think. They're basically stuck on this island, and there's like curses involved, and certain things that make you think that maybe it goes in kind of a direction that would give you some sort of answer, but it's really just about these two guys going insane. So I feel like maybe I was a little disappointed. Maybe I built it up in my head a little bit too much, thinking that there was going to be something kind of crazy at the end of this movie. But after thinking about it for a couple days, I definitely respect what this movie did and how it ended, and why it did what it did. I just think when I was watching it, maybe I was a little disappointed because I thought there would be more of a, guess, climax or more of a conclusion where in reality it's a lot of interpretation. Now, I did only watch this movie once. Maybe my whole view on the movie changes if I watch it a second or third time, but for the most part this movie did intrigue me and I enjoyed it for the most part. With the performances, it was just fun to watch Willem Dafoe and his constant farting, and Robert Pattinson, because I think they both did amazing in this movie. It gets me very excited to watch the Batman. But outside of that, it wasn't a movie that necessarily appealed to me. I think it's a very well crafted movie, a very good movie. But for me personally, I would definitely not say I loved it, and I probably won't ever watch it again, to be completely honest. If I do, I will try to, pay attention to certain things. But for the most part, this is a movie that I love the performances and really nothing else. But in the end, like I said, it's well crafted, well acted, just maybe not my personal cup of tea, and that's fine. Sometimes it's just not your personal movie. I think there's a lot of people that take that as a negative way, or in a negative way, like, oh, you just don't understand it. Maybe I don't, but that's just me. I just don't necessarily love this movie, but I respect it. I think it's a very good movie. And at the end of the day, if I'm going to give it a grade on my personal scale, I will give it a B minus, because again, it is very well crafted, like I've said 4, 5, 6 times. I feel like everything is kind of imposed over the actors. I really love how, like I said, the island feels like a character of its own, and it feels like they are a slave to the island the entire time, and I love how that feeling never ever leaves. So the direction is solid by Robert Eggers. I'm definitely a fan of his. Might check out The Witch at some point. I don't know if I'll pay for it, but maybe if it shows up on Netflix or something, I'll give it a watch. Outside of that, I enjoyed it. I would definitely recommend checking it out at least once, because, you never know with these types of movies. Again, this is a very thought-provoking, interesting movie, and it might hit you different than it hit me. So at the end of the day, I recommend it. B minus, good grade. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Be sure to look out for the next one, and as always, I'm out. Peace.